I got the bright lights on in here today a little bit, so hopefully I look good under the big camera here. First, I just want to thank all of you for being here today before I go into my remarks and make everybody nervous for not just sticking to them. I know that we're all going to have some uncertainty that exists this upcoming session, and I just appreciate all of your willingness to be here and represent your constituents. I know how important that is to you as well as the people you represent. So thank you, and I will share these remarks. Ladies and gentlemen of the Iowa House, it is a pleasure to be back in this historic chamber with all of you, and it is an honor to begin my second session serving as Speaker. First, I can go no further until I say a big thank you to my family here with me today, especially my three kids, Indy, Reagan, and Chance. I could not be up here today ready to do my job for all of the people of Iowa and House District 50 without your sacrifices and your support. Second, it's important to me that I thank the Republican House majority for putting your faith in me once again to lead this caucus. We are coming off a successful election where Iowans made it known clearly and definitively that they want more of the common sense leadership the Republican-led House has provided for over 10 years now. With House Republicans now representing 97 of Iowa's 99 counties, now more than ever, we are ready to represent Iowans in every corner of the state. To our 14 new members, and I'll just pause and go off the script again so they'll get nervous one more time, but I want you to look around today while you're here, because there's not going to be another swearing in that any of you go through, Republican or Democrat, that's going to be as special as this one, and hopefully you stop and take it all in, because it really is that important, having especially your family and friends with you today, and then those constituents that you represent at home watching. So take it all in. I'm not sure I did enough of that mine, so I hope that you do. So to those 14 new members, welcome. I look forward to hearing the fresh ideas and new perspectives you will bring to the table. To Majority Leader Winchittle, I am honored to serve with you for another session. I look forward to all we will accomplish together for the people of Iowa. Minority Leader Pritchard and all my Democrat colleagues, before all the inevitable disagreements that are sure to come this session, let's start by remembering that all that we have in common. Like, for starters, our agreement that Iowa is the greatest state and the greatest nation in the world. While it's the disagreements that grab the headlines and the controversies that will captivate social media, we know that much of the work that we do in this building is bipartisan, that we can work together for the people of Iowa. This session, let's show Iowans and the rest of the country that we can express our disagreements passionately, unequivocally, without resorting to violence, aggression, or contempt. All of us just spent time on the campaign trail connecting with our constituents, hearing their concerns, frustrations, and priorities. Now it's time to act. In everything that we do this session, we must remember that we work for Iowans, not the other way around. Last session was unprecedented. Nobody had a perfect playbook for all of the challenges and uncertainty that we face. Despite that, we were still able to pass a responsible budget, accomplish historic criminal justice reform that serve as an example in Washington, D.C. and other legislatures across the country, and provide essential protections to churches, schools, and small businesses so they could remain open during the pandemic. And lastly, the actions this legislature has taken and continues to take ensured that our state was able to hold safe and secure elections and still have record turnout. We are entering this session more prepared. Iowans expect us to be here to do the job we've promised to do, and ensuring transparency in the process was top of mind as we prepared to begin the 2021 session. We were able to build on what worked when we gavelled in last June while introducing new technologies and better utilizing the largest spaces to ensure that we can do the jobs Iowans elected us to do safely and responsibly. In a time of so much uncertainty, Iowans know that they can trust the same steady, responsible leadership they've come to expect from House Republicans. Because of that leadership, Iowa was ranked the most fiscally sound and most resilient state in the country in terms of budget ability to handle the pandemic. Our reserve accounts are full, we have a healthy ending balance, and our commitments were fulfilled. For that reason, we are bouncing back quicker than many, if not most other states. As we address the budget for fiscal year 21, we must continue to provide the same level of disciplined budgeting that set us up for success in the past. We will fund Iowans' priorities, meet our commitment to the taxpayer, and we will all do this all in a responsible way. It will be an even bigger task than even before, but it is our responsibility to use the same common sense approach everyday Iowans use when they maintain their own budgets at home. As I prepared for session, I can tell you almost every meeting I've had, regardless of what part of the state they are from or what political party they may affiliate with, the need to increase access to safe and affordable child care needs to be a priority of this legislature. Any sense of normalcy for our state during and after the pandemic depends on it. But on this issue, we can't just return to the status quo. Our state was facing a child care crisis before COVID-19 even began. Oftentimes, families are hesitant or outright reject a pay raise because it could result in the loss of their child care assistance. This is called the cliff effect, and it must be addressed because it is holding our workforce and our families back. It is incumbent upon the legislature to provide an off-ramp from government assistance when it comes to child care. One final thing I know many of our members heard as they talked with their constituents was the absolute necessity to get our children back in the classroom. Some schools have taken every effort to provide in-person learning, but in some areas of the state, parents and students who wanted to be back in school were met with, at best, a lack of responsiveness, and at worst, outright contempt. Students are being trapped in situations that aren't what's best for them. It's time for parents to take back the control of deciding what's best for their children. Let's be clear, getting our kids back in the classroom is critical to their mental health and well-being. This should be one of the legislature's top priorities to ensure that every family that wants 100% in learning has access to it. I am eager to get back to work with all of you. Time doesn't stand still during COVID. Just like the people we serve, we all have a job to do. So I say to both Republican and Democrat members, let's get to work. Thank you.